Welcome once again, and in this lecture of MWC, that is mobile and wireless communication, we are going to cover the last part of the first unit. As usual, just go through the syllabus. So, this is the syllabus that we have to cover. So, we are at unit first, that is wireless communication system. This is a introductory unit, and in this unit we have already covered point 1.1 to 1.4, and now we are going to move towards the last part, that is a mobile phone unit. So in this particular unit we are going to see the block diagram of mobile phone. Then in detail we are going to study the block diagram of transmitter, receiver, frequency synthesizer, control unit, logic unit, and what are the particular necessary sensors that are present into a mobile. So let us switch to our main topic, that is a mobile phone unit. This is the diagram in front of you. Actually, this diagram is not clear, but I think you are guessing what is this. So this is the mobile phone unit overall block diagram. So in this particular unit, uh, okay, in this figure you will get the clear cut idea about mobile phone unit. So actually your mobile phone unit is mostly invented for the purpose of communication. That's why the most important block diagram or the most important block that are present into your mobile handset, they are transmitter, receiver, then frequency synthesizer, and logic unit, control unit. Another thing, that is a battery compartment. So these are the basic blocks that should be present or that are required for the smooth working of any mobile handset. In this particular diagram, uh, they have depicted here a more number of blocks that are present. Means this is the block diagram, but in detail this block diagram will gives you more information. So what a particular mobile handset consists of, that is nothing but main part, that is a microprocessor. So this is the function of microprocessor, that to control all the remaining units. So what are the most important units? That are nothing but a SIM card, which will gives you a unique identity, or whatever the contact number you are going to dial, that is nothing but a SIM card that is stored into a SIM card. Then a speaker for listening a voice, microphone for sending your voice, then analog to digital converter, which converts the analog signal which is coming from microphone to digital signal, and that digital signal is applied to the microprocessor for the further processing. Then keypad, through which you are going to dial a number. Then there are different types of RAMs, that are flash ROM, SRAM. So these memories are required to store a particular information. Then dual band RF, that is a radio frequency, which is required for the transmission and reception of a signal. Then LCD screen, which is used to display user information. So this is the particular diagram of mobile phone unit. So what is the function of transmitter? Transmitter is mostly used to transmit your voice data or your text data, that is you transmitted with the help of transmitter. So what is the function of transmitter? Transmitter actually converts your digital signal into an analog signal which is suitable for the transmission of signal through an antenna. Means we know that in electromagnetic signal or in a electromagnetic spectrum, only electromagnetic signal can be transmitted, and electromagnetic signal is always in a analog form. But we know that our mobile phone handset is a digital device, means it processes a digital signal. That's why digital signal is not directly transmitted into the electromagnetic spectrum. It should be converted into a form which is suitable for the transmission through electromagnetic spectrum. So what is the function of transmitter? Transmitter converts a digital signal into a suitable analog signal which is used for the transmission of signal through electromagnetic spectrum into the form of electromagnetic signal. In reverse way, we can think the function of receiver. So what is receiver? Receiver will receive a signal from electromagnetic spectrum with the help of antenna, means the received signal is in the analog form and it is again converted into a digital form. So this is the function of receiver, means function of receiver is exactly opposite to the function of transmitter. So what is the need of frequency synthesizer? So in a next chapter we are going to study the in detail functioning of cellular technology, or already we have seen in our point number 1.3, that is a mobile wireless system. So in in a cordless telephone system we have seen that uh, base station can communicate with the mobile station with the help of duplex frequency signals, means two frequencies are required for the successful communication between base station and mobile station. So that two frequencies should be used by any particular mobile user. So we know that in particular area under a particular base station there are a lot of users, and therefore a lot of radio frequencies should be transmitted by a base station to the particular number of mobile station. That's why each mobile has to tune to a different frequencies in different areas. That's why your mobile should be capable of transmitting a different type of frequency signal. That's why we have to generate different frequencies, and that is the function of frequency synthesizer. Means frequency synthesizer produces frequencies that are required for the working of transmitter and receiver. Then the logic unit. So what is the function of logic unit? So logic unit is mostly responsible for all the logical functions that your mobile handset should be carried out. Means if the mobile has to control their transmission power, so that logic or that decision is taken by using that logic unit. So all the decision making is carried out with the help of logic unit. We are going to see what are the different parts of logic unit in detail in next few chapters. Then control unit. So what is the control unit? Control unit is mainly responsible for the controlling of physical hardwares, means whatever the display, whatever the microphone, or whatever the speaker, or whatever may be the controlling of hardware, that is carried out with the help of control unit. So here one block is remain to explain, that is nothing but a power unit. So what is the function of power unit? So power unit is responsible for the functioning or for applying power to all the particular units, means a battery compartment. Battery mobile handset is mainly operated with the help of batteries. So to provide sufficient power to each and every particular hardware or each and every particular unit, the power unit is mostly responsible. So in this way, this is the block diagram which shows overall working of mobile phone. So now we are going to switch towards a transmitter. Now we have to see in detail circuit diagram of transmitter, and we have to see how actually transmitter works. So in front of you, you are having a typical mobile phone transmitter diagram. Okay. So one thing that I have forgot to mention here, that is nothing but here in mobile there is a one antenna, only one antenna is present, and that antenna is shared with the help of transmitter and receiver. Means if mobile has to transmit a signal, the same antenna is used, and if mobile has to receive a signal, then same antenna is used. Then uh, we should think about that how one antenna is shared between transmitter and receiver. So actually there is a duplexer. Duplexer means there is a switch. So what is the function of switch? It switches antenna to the transmitter and to the receiver alternatively. Suppose duplexer is here. So what is the function of duplexer? It is a responsibility of duplexer to connect antenna to a transmitter or receivers. Mean at a time antenna can be connected to either transmitter or receiver, but that switching is very fast, so that we are not going to uh, we are not going to observe the difference between our listening signal or our transmitting signal. That's why we feel that our conversation is going our conversation is simultaneously. So actually there is a duplexer which switches the antenna from transmitter to receiver. So in front of you there is a diagram which shows a mobile phone transmitter. So already we have seen that what is the function of transmitter. Transmitter is responsible for the transmission of voice signal or text signal through an antenna into electromagnetic spectrum in the form of electromagnetic signal. So in front of you you are having this diagram. So already in previous sem we have studied digital communication, we have studied analog communication, we already have studied what is the need of modulation. So here I am not going to explain the need of modulation, but we know that whenever we have to transmit a signal we have to do a modulation. And what is modulation? Modulation is simply the mixing of carrier signal and baseband signal, means your information signal. So what is the information in mobile handset, or what is the baseband signal in mobile handset? Is nothing but your voice. Whatever you are going to talk, that is nothing but your information, and that you are going to transmit over electromagnetic spectrum. So the signal which is coming from microphone is nothing but your baseband signal, and carrier signal which is nothing but a signal from frequency synthesizer. Already we have seen what is the function of frequency synthesizer. Frequency synthesizer is responsible to generate different type of frequencies which are required for the smooth working of transmitter and receiver. That's why this is the signal from frequency synthesizer which is used as a carrier signal, and this is the signal from microphone which is used as a baseband signal. So both these signals are modulated in this block, that is a phase modulator. Means the modulation is in the form of phase modulation. so these two signals are modulated with the help of phase modulation. Then modulated signal and additional frequencies or another signal from frequency synthesizer, they are mixed with the help of mixer. So what is the function of mixer? Mixer will actually generates four types of signal. What are different four types of signals? That is nothing but, suppose this is a frequency f1 and this is frequency f2. So what is the function of mixer? Mixer will produce four different frequencies. So what are four different frequencies? Either this signal will be f1 or f2 or f1 plus f2 or f1 minus f2. So here we are going to get four different types of signal, and out of these four signals we can design mixer so that one particular signal should be here. So that signal is again amplified with the help of class C amplifier stages. So there are two number of class C amplifier stages. So already we have seen different types of amplifiers. So one of the type is nothing but power amplifiers. Power amplifiers are nothing but the amplifiers which are able to amplify the power of signal. So class C already we have seen there are different types of power amplifier, that are class A, class B, class C. So we have seen that class C is very most efficient, the efficiency of class C power amplifier is very high. So that's why here they are going to use class C amplifier stages. And again, the final amplifier is used here to amplify the power of amplifier sufficiently so that it can drive further circuit. Then that circuit is applied to directional coupler. We are going to see what is directional coupler in detail in further chapters. Then the signal from directional coupler is applied to duplexer. So already we have seen that the single antenna is connected to the transmitter also and receiver. But here is a duplexer is present. So what is the function of duplexer? Duplexer connects antenna either to a transmitter or to a receiver. So that's why here is a duplexer, means the signal coming from transmitter is applied to the duplexer. Again, signal is which is going to the receiver is also connected to the duplexer. But it is the function of duplexer to either connect this signal to the antenna or this signal to the antenna. So that's why here duplexer is present. So this is simple a transmitter. So now the question may arise that then why this extra circuit is used? So this is the power output detector, means whatever is the signal power is detected using power output detector. It is then amplified by using DC amplifier, and then that signal is applied to automatic power control unit which controls the gain of class C amplifiers. Means, okay, so this is actually a feedback circuit. This is actually a feedback circuit. So this feedback signal is used to control the transmitted power. Only you have to remember that these two blocks is nothing but these are the feedback elements, and they are used to control the transmitted power. So why to control a transmitted power? Suppose your mobile handset is near to the base station. Then in this case, transmitted power of mobile should not be very high because the base station is very near to the mobile station. But suppose that your mobile handset is very far away from the base station. So in that case, if we have to transmit your signal up to base station, then mobile transmitter has to transmit a signal with the very high power. That's why, according to the distance between base station and mobile station, the mobile should be able to transmit a signal according to the distance. Means sometime mobile should have to transmit a signal with less power, and in some time the mobile should have to transmit the signal in a very high, with the very high power. So that's why this is the power adjustment capacity of mobile phone transmitter, which depends upon the feedback circuit. Means mobile continuously receives the signal strength from a base station, and according to that signal strength it automatically adjusts the transmitted power. That's why these two units are nothing but these are the feedback elements. Again, this feedback signal is applied to the logic unit, and already we have seen that what is the function of logic unit. Logic unit is responsible for taking various decisions which are required for the smooth working of mobile handset. So now we are going to see the receiver part of mobile handset. So in front of you, you are having a diagram that is nothing but a receiver of mobile phone unit. So what is the function of receiver? So in this block diagram, we have seen that receiver is nothing but it receives a signal with the help of antenna. Means it receives a electromagnetic signal with the help of antenna and converts it into a digital signal which is applied to a again that digital signal is converted into analog signal and which is applied to a loudspeaker. So that's why. So this is the carrier input from frequency synthesizer. We know that receiver also requires radio frequency signal. In analog communication, we have seen radio receivers, we have seen FM radio receiver, we have seen AM radio receiver, and we know that there the received signal is converted into a intermediate frequency. Means the received signal or the received signal frequency is down converted into another small frequency. So what is the purpose of this down conversion? That we are not going to see here because we already have studied it into analog communication. But you should here remember that the mobile handset receiver is nothing but it is a super heterodyne type of receiver. So what is a super heterodyne? Super heterodyne means nothing but your receiving signal is down converted into another frequency which is called as a intermediate frequency. So that's why it is known as a super heterodyne receiver. So we know that for the super heterodyning of receiver, we know we require extra frequency which is coming from oscillator. So here the extra frequency which is coming from a frequency synthesizer. Okay, so at first the signal from antenna is applied to a duplexer. We have just seen that what is the function of duplexer. Duplexer is a switch which connect antenna to a transmitter, either transmitter or receiver. So the receiving signal is first connected to the duplexer. What is the function of duplexer? Duplexer switches either received signal or transmitted signal to a antenna. So that's why a received signal is connected with the help of duplexer to the receiving elements. So the received signal is of very low amplitude. That's why it has to apply to a RF amplifier. RF amplifier is nothing but radio frequency amplifier. Then that received signal has to down converted into IF frequency, that is intermediate frequency. That's why it has to mix with another frequency. Already we have seen that what is the function of mixer. Mixer will add two frequencies. Here mixer will add incoming frequency signal and signal from local oscillator, which is nothing but a frequency synthesizer, and these two signals are mixed in this mixer and the possible output is generated. So what is the output? We already have seen that mixer is having four four different outputs. That is nothing but either F1 or F2 or F1 plus F2 or F1 minus F2. So in the case of receiver, here the incoming frequency and local oscillator frequencies, they are subtracted. Means here we are getting, okay, so local oscillator frequency is always greater than incoming frequency. That's why here at the output we are getting the difference of these two, that is local oscillator frequency minus incoming frequency. So this is known as an intermediate frequency. So that intermediate frequency is again amplified with the help of a first IF amplifier. Then again that intermediate frequency is down converted into another, with the help of another mixer, into another intermediate frequency, and that intermediate frequency signal is again amplified with the help of second IF amplifier. So mostly in case of mobile handset, intermediate frequency is 10.7 megahertz, or in case of AM, that is a 455 kilohertz. So then that signal is demodulated with the help of a demodulator. So here they have shown FM demodulator, but it's not compulsory that only FM the signal is received in the form of FM. So here it is a demodulator. So in analog communication or digital communication, we have seen AM detector, that is AM demodulator, FM detector, that is FM demodulator. In digital communication, we have seen ASK detector, ASK receiver, FSK receiver, PSK receiver. So these are the types of detector. So what is the function of detector? Detector will remove the carrier from incoming signal, and it will convert that signal into a baseband signal. Means what is the function of modulation? Modulation will going to mix carrier signal and your information signal. And what is the function of detector? What is the function of detector? Detector will remove the carrier signal from this modulated signal, and it will gives the baseband signal at the output. So that baseband signal is applied to a further audio filter processing circuit, further audio amplifier, and at last it is applied to a loudspeaker. So again, this received signal is applied to DC amplifier, and it is converted into RSSI signal, that is received signal strength indicator. Means in your mobile handset, at the top of right corner you are getting 5 different bars, that you are saying that my range is very less, my range is very high. So that range is depends upon received signal strength indicator. Again, that signal is applied to the serial digital data to logic section for the further operation. So in this way, the receiver of mobile handset and transmitter of mobile handset, they are used to either transmit your voice signal or data signal, or reception of your voice signal or data signal. So in this way, we have seen a mobile phone unit, the basic block diagram of mobile phone unit, block diagram of mobile phone transmitter, block diagram of mobile phone receivers. So in next chapters we are going to study what is the logic unit, what is the control unit, and what are the various battery related blocks that are present into your mobile handset. Thank you.